This is the dock that I built, or more like the shell of a dock. A place that should be full of life and people, just sitting there idly. A blank slate that could be so much more, waiting for someone to bring it to life. So I think it's about time for me to fix that. You know, Pale Oak is one of those resources that I really just can't get enough of, because I always find myself coming back to this forest like for almost every single project I do. I really should just like make another tree farm, but I can't be bothered to do that this episode. Anyways, I already almost have like all the Pale Oak I'll need for this episode, so there's really no point. I really do like how it looks in the Pale Oak forest with the fog mod that I use. I think it looks pretty nice. But that's enough of that. I need to go get some other resources for the project, so let's head back to the city. So we are going to pause on gathering materials for the port for a second, because I actually have the materials gathered for another smaller project that I wanted to do before this one, which is finishing up the market area in front of the town hall and also detailing that a little bit, because as of right now it looks pretty barren and I could do a lot better. So let's get right into that. Alright, yeah, welcome back from the time lapse. We did a little bit of more detailing and made some more market stalls around here to just make it feel more full and complete, I feel like, and I think it turned out pretty good. So yeah, I'll just show you what I did around here. So we have this little like circular market stall. I thought it looked pretty cool because we don't really have any other circular stalls yet, but yeah, that looks pretty cool, and we do have villagers in there. I don't really know why he's up there, but I guess he likes it. So we have these two other smaller ones that are like red and blue, like that, and then we have little fences around the trees. I think it makes it look more like they fit. And then we also made these smaller trees up in front of the town hall, which I think makes it look more complete as well. And then like a little to-do board. And we have I added glass to the town hall, and I think it used to just be open, but I think it looks a lot better with glass. And then inside here I added some bookshelves and a lectern, which actually holds the take the book. It actually holds the book of comments. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna keep all the comment books that I will make throughout the episodes. I'm gonna make one like every episode and just read through some comments from the last vid at the end of the video that I'm making. So I'll read through this one in a little bit, but yeah, this is just where I'm gonna store all them. And then I also made some scaffolding, kind of like, yeah, just like make it look more structurally sound in here. Added some arches. And then over here we have two other little stalls with villagers, and I did the same thing over here for these trees. And then over here I made a little diagonal one, which I think like adds some more variation to the area. But yeah, now we'll move on to the next part of the video. Now that that project is done, we can actually get started on getting materials, and I was thinking we could do that and maybe a little bit of a montage, so cue the time lapse. Now I know you guys are probably thinking, Scoofle, why are you in another fortress? You're supposed to be gathering materials. Well, it's because I actually need a beacon before I gather the terracotta for the port project, because with a haste 1 beacon you can insta-mine terracotta, and that'll really speed up the process because I plan to use a lot of blue terracotta in the build. So I'll get 3 skulls and then we'll fight the wither. I hope you guys liked that little cinematic piece. I spent a while on it, so I'm glad it turned out pretty well. And yeah, we're just at the mesa now, gathering some terracotta for our build. I did sketch 2 of the boats that I'm going to build at the dock, and this is what they look like. I really tried to go for like unique sail shapes, and I'm really excited to see how they turn out in the build. You guys might be wondering why I draw almost every build that I do, and it's really just because I want to get better at drawing, because it's always been a skill that I want to have, and I thought drawing my builds in Minecraft would be a fun way to get better at that. But yeah, let's head back now. Alright, we are done with the material gathering. So I plan on having a restaurant here and having like a shop over here. But yeah, let's get to it. And we are done. I hope you guys liked the time lapse we just had. And now I'm just gonna go through again and walk you guys through some of the buildings here. So we'll start over here at this tree, I guess. So for the tree, I kind of thought about like where the shadows would be. So like this part I felt like would be lighter, just based on when I was building, where the sun was when I was building it. So I used tough here, and then like on the darker, more shadowy spots, like up there and here I used probably deep slate because it's just like darker than the tough. And then I also did the same for some of the wood, like here I used spruce trapdoors and like spruce fence gates, and then up here where it's more covered and like way up there, you can see that I used dark oak because of the darker shade, obviously. But and I kind of also did the same thing with the leaves, like on the bottom here you can see I used birch leaves here, and then like on the lighter spots that I felt like would have more light I used oak. And then there's also some like moss up there and azalea leaves. And then I also just love how this hanging moss always looks. So I usually use that like on all my trees. But and then yeah, as far as getting the shape down, I always just, when I'm building trees, I always just start out with like full blocks. I start out with the trunk and I use only full blocks, and then I just like build up and like try and figure out where I want the branches to be. And then after I've done that, I go in with different block shapes, like the stairs and the walls, like right there, and then in like slabs and trapdoors, and try and just like smooth out the edges. And then after I do that, then I come in with these glass panes and kind of just like, if something's disconnected, I kind of just connect it with these glass panes, because they're like really good for shaping trees, I feel like. So I like that. And then also I kind of did this new thing up here that I've never done, but I like it a lot. So I put moss in here in the leaves, and then on top of it I put a bush, which I feel like it kind of makes it look more like a leaf, and it kind of like breaks up the, I guess, the blocky shape. I mean, it's still blocky, but I just really like how these bushes look up here. I feel like they kind of smooth out some of the edges. Alright, and then I have like this same tree over there. I took that tree and I made a schematic and then I rotated it and just like popped it right here. So I think they look like different enough so you can't really tell, but I really like these trees and how they came out. And then I also have this little path. I just used like mossy cobble and stuff, and it also hooks around here and goes all the way over there. But as the foliage, I think these are nether sprouts or something like that. I used those, and then in these bushes, you can't really see very well, but I think maybe in some of the bushes over here, oh yeah, I used like tube coral back there to kind of look, I thought it kind of looked like a blueberry bush or something like that, but that's kind of what I was going for. But yeah, just in here, I have water under there, and then a tube coral. You place that, and it kind of looks like there's like berries or something. And then I had these little divots using like stairs and slabs, or just like little water features. I think those look really nice. And then our first building here, so yeah, I made this little fishy thing out of just various stone blocks, and I really like this blue terracotta or light blue terracotta, and I wanted to make the buildings around here out of that because I feel like it was like coastal-esque. And yeah, as far as this building, I found a reference on Pinterest of this like little crab shop actually, and it was like red, but I wanted to use the blue, so I did that. And then I made these little like stool thingies with pistons. And then for the letters on the banners, I basically just watched like a tutorial on YouTube, so you can probably find that if you want to make letters like that. And then yeah, I like the like weathered copper, I think, because I feel like it also looked kind of coastal. Around here, like I thought maybe this looked like a buoy, and I just have like barrels and stuff, and like this is supposed to be a garbage bin. And then yeah, inside it's pretty like small, but I kind of made like a little stove here and like a little mat. It actually has like leaves on it. You can see that there, leaf litter. I thought that looked pretty nice with the brown terracotta and like a little sink, maybe like drink cups, kind of like that. And yeah, over here we have this big frame, which I found some inspo for on Pinterest as well. But you can see I also use the bush moss trick here, and then like I have the tube coral in there as well. And then up here you can see I used pistons for this middle part right here because I really like the front of the piston texture. I think it looks nice. But there is a redstone block in there you can see to power the pistons, and then yeah, around here just kind of copy the same thing on both sides, and then yeah, it goes up gradually. I have this big chain with this really cool fish design I actually saw in a beans and apples video, and I kind of just like yoinked it for mine because I really liked it. But yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of getting a fish off of this boat, I felt like. And then yeah, we just have like barrels and stuff to fill up the blank spaces, and there's also this really cool lamp design that I saw in a Cine video. And then here, this is supposed to be the kind of like a bait and tackle shop or something like that. So I felt like I just had like a little market with like fish and maybe like, I don't really know. And then like another buoy, just some stuff. And then in here, I tried to decorate as well as I could inside. So like I have fishing rod and like a little clock and some fish back there, another fishing rod. But it's like really cramped in here, so it's kind of hard to decorate. Up here we have some more stuff like turtle eggs and all that. And then as you can see right here, I used banners in the window, which is also another thing I saw from Sino. I'm just really utilizing him for inspo, I feel like. But this is actually like really easy. I thought it would be kind of a hard technique. But yeah, basically just grab a black banner and then do the cross banner pattern with white, and then the border, and then banner pattern with white, and then it's done. It's like that easy. But so yeah, I really like that technique. I can show you it from the outside real quick. So there it is from the outside. I think it looks pretty nice. And then over here, I use this little, I didn't really do it too well, but I use this little trick with the hopper mine carts, and these are supposed to be like in the hopper mine carts. can imagine that it's really hard to get these oriented right, but yeah, just a little market stall, and then maybe some boat storage up here. And like I said, this is the same tree from over there. And then I also tried my hand at the glass smoke, which I've never done before, but I think it turned out like really nice. I actually really like this, so I'm probably gonna add it to some of my buildings in here as well, eventually. But anyways, you just follow the path around here. I really like how the tree overhanged here. And then we go down, and a commenter recommended adding barrels and stuff, so I did that around. And then so here is our first boat, which I think I like this one better than the bigger one over there, just because of the sail design I came up with. I've never seen anybody use like trapdoors or shelves or sails, but I think they are perfect for this, and I was really happy with how it came out. And then you can also see I had a little fin down here. I think that's a nice detail. And as far as inside the boat, it does have a little interior. It's not much, but it has a little fishing rod, a lantern, and such. And then I also never knew beds. I never thought I would use beds for like building, but it actually worked pretty well as a window shape. And then I need to light this place up more. Oh, I actually do have full lanterns. It's just really dark. But yeah, here is our second boat. Oh yeah, also guys, we need names for these boats, so let me know any name suggestions in the comments if you have any. But yeah, I really like the color palette on this one, and I really like the blue and like pink accents. I think that ties in really nice. But yeah, I thought that one was just a little sailboat, and this one might be like a fishing boat of sorts. So yeah, I tried to make it like kind of match the town hall color palette over there, as you can see, with all the blues, and like this is supposed to be like a closed sail as far as like that one is an open sail. I wanted this one to be closed, and you can see I thought this might be a little like fish storage maybe, but you can't open it, so it doesn't really work, but just use your imagination. But yeah, this is one of the fish they quote unquote caught out there, I feel like. I was thinking, and you see the cranes holding it. And then down here we also have another interior, which I like this interior a lot more. There's a lot more space, but yeah, it's just kind of like maybe this is like a fisherman's journal and plants and books and such. You have little windows. I'm actually gonna sleep for it real quick because it's night. I do not want any creepers blowing up my new build. So yeah, that's about it in here. And on the outside, I actually use the same window technique as up there. You can see, and I think it works really nice on the boat as well. So I'm definitely gonna be using banners more in the future. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you like the build, and we'll go to the next part of the video. I just want to start this segment off with saying thank you guys so much for all the support on my last episode. My favorite part of content creation and just like making videos as a whole is reading the comments and seeing all the kind words and advice that people have to give to me. So yeah, I really appreciate all the comments, and I plan on reading and replying to all the comments on this video like I did in my last video. But yeah, this time at the end of the episode is just going to be for me to pick 5 comments from the previous episode and then read and respond to them here, and then I'll keep all the books that I make over the episodes in this library and these little shelves here. I may eventually make a dedicated area, like a dedicated library building, but this will do for now. So yeah, let's get right into reading. The first comment is from Jinx117, and they say, "This is my first time seeing your stuff, and I thought your previous builds were stunning. I thought it would be cool if you made a video with a walkthrough of your builds and the techniques you used." Yeah, this is a great comment, because I think next episode or the next video I make is gonna be a walkthrough of my entire world. To be honest, there really isn't like too much else that you guys haven't seen in my first 2 videos, but yeah, I saw a lot of comments talking about a world tour, and I will definitely do that really soon in the future, so you guys can be looking out for that video. The second comment is from Turtur017, and they say, "Can you give the mod pack you use?" Yes, I plan on linking the mod pack that I use in the description of this video. Just be warned that I do have quite a few mods, but all of them should be linked in the episode, or yeah, in the description of this episode. The last episode I recorded, I actually used a kind of different mod pack configuration as the one I'm using for this one. So the last episode, I used like shaders and stuff. I used Solus. On this episode, I'm just doing like a more vanilla approach because I hosted a poll on my channel and asked if I should do vanilla or more shaders the next episode. And the response was a more vanilla friendly approach, so that's what I did in this episode. The third comment is from Street Squirrel 14, and they say, "What shaders/settings do you use to get the different colored lights from your soul lanterns? Also, why do you use soul campfires on the dock rather than normal ones?" And yeah, I just use Solus shaders, and those have built-in colored lighting, so that's really nice. That's how I got that effect in my last video. And as for the soul campfires, I use those because it is a lot easier to gather a lot of soul sand rather than gathering a lot of coal for me. So when I'm gathering large amounts of campfires, I always go for the soul ones just because they're easier to get. The fourth comment is from Elizalove17s. "I think it would be cool if you added barrels by the dock to make it seem busier, but I like the video." I'm glad you liked the video, and I thought this idea was pretty good, so I actually did add some barrels to the dock. You might have seen them in the walkthrough earlier, but yeah, they really do make it seem like busier and more like alive, which was the goal for this video. So yeah, that was a great comment, thank you. And then the last comment for this episode was from Chaos Dragon 3401, and they say, "Wow, I was shocked to see the views. I gotta say, it's a pretty good build and video. The only criticism I have is editing. You should take more inspo from Sino and give your vids a very calm vibe." I got a lot of comments kind of like this one, and I really did think that it was a good idea to make my video more like calm and like slower pacing and all that, because I don't know, it just really isn't my style to like make quick, fast-paced videos, I feel like. So I really did try and like emulate like a Sino video or like just a slower, calmer vibe in this episode. So I hope you guys liked that, and let me know if you like more videos like my first one, which was like kind of faster, or videos like this one, which is just like more slower and calm. But yeah, that's gonna about do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.